In tonight's School Patrol, we made a trip to a local barber shop where we found one man who hasn't been in the classroom for decades, but nevertheless, he's a teacher who's been reaching students for more than 60 years with a curriculum in real-life lessons.
When I first started cutting, I bought a barber shop. I was still in high school.
On the block next to Martin Luther King Jr. Magnet
A
School,
lot of ideas come out of the barber shop.
history has walked through these doors many times.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali been here.
The Bel Air Unisex Salon,
James Brown, anybody coming through Nashville.
Yeah.
has been the neighborhood gathering place for the well-known.
A lot of people would be here, dignitaries were here. I remember meeting Dick Fulton here for the very first time.
We have a good time in here.
James Jake Sherrill has been cutting hair for 68 years.
My daddy was a barber, and I'd been cutting since I was 8 years old.
He's also been a golfer,
I enjoyed playing golf,
a realtor,
but up until President Bush went in office, I was having a field day.
but his most important position is mentor.
I got where things went bad, and I was raising a kid, and he was 11 years old, and he said, "Why don't you go back to church? I'll go with you."
It was that return to the church
And that kind of stuck with me.
that allowed him to reach other young boys
That's one of my start right there. One day I went to his house and he says, "Can I go to church with you?"
to become a fisher of
I
men.
got tired of being in gambling houses and around drugs, and I just needed a life-changing experience.
Like John Anderson,
And this is one of our star singers in our church.
influenced by Jake to return to church.
Jake sat there and waited on me. I figured it was better than waiting on the dope man, so he sat there and waited on me, brought me over, let me get a nap for a few hours, and went to sunrise service. And ever since that sunrise service, I've been in church ever since.
Carolina Cougars.
Then there's former ABA, NBA star, and TSU graduate
Like I say, he was instrumental in a lot of guys' lives.
Ted
He
McClain.
was a father figure. He was pretty young himself at that time, so he could give us things that we couldn't get at home, not having a father around.
The number of young men and women he's helped is immeasurable,
And we sent 3 kids to school every year.
thanks to a scholarship fund he and others provided.
I got a doctor, her picture's up there with Obama on the wall. And she's a doctor at Vanderbilt, and her brother is over the whole state of Virginia. He's in the Air Force. I sent him to Morehouse. Now, I think that's what we all should do. I think that we wouldn't have the crime of the young people today if some of us older people would take over and grab them when they're young and guide them in the right direction.
He's a great guy. Jake Sherrill will be honored by many of his students with a dinner at the Hutton Hotel next month.